Hi YouTube, Muchísimo Eugene. Another video from Exit Strategy. Welcome. Well, I just recorded this video for 20 minutes with no sound. I neglected to turn the receiver to the mic on. I've done that a couple of times. So I will attempt to do it again. I don't have any qualms about that. You know, paying attention to detail does help. So let's talk about one thing you can almost expect when either you discard the narcissist or the narcissist is about to discard you. This is one thing that you can almost expect, and that is that they will look for an opportunity to clean you out. They take more on the way out than they brought, and what they leave is a bunch of BS, loads and loads of junk. Speaking from experience. Now, I made a video back in 2020, I believe, when I first started, and I was explaining to you guys, and I actually was showing you the tools that I had, and to the degree I spent a lot of money in tools because of what I do. And I have some of the best tools, you know, one of the best tool brand out there. They're all good tools now. You know, you can do Harbor Freight and be fine. It just depends on how extensive of a runtime you want, different things like that. But you know the spill on that. Now, I made a video whereas I began to discreetly remove all of my tools in which I had within the home, because I have a lot of tools laying around within the house. They're not locked up, they're out and about. Tons of tools. And I say tons of tools, they're probably not tons of tools, but it's a ton of money invested in over time. And so most of which, and 99% of it I acquired before she even came here. So as I had discovered what narcissistic personality disorder was by way of Google, because all the stuff that she was doing made no sense to me. It was just a lot of retard type stuff, and I couldn't understand it. All I know is that it was just not making sense, and to the degree that it didn't make any sense, it was agitating and aggravating me. It was almost like this person was not in tune with I don't want to say reality. They was not even in the room. It's like out of body. And now I know that that was probably an accurate assumption when I felt that way. And so when I discovered narcissistic personality disorder, I went and I told her brother, as a scheme or a plot, as a tactic. I knew that and I had already read that you don't expose a narcissist. So when I first Googled this, and I Googled what makes a person not show true remorse. I've told this story before, and all of a sudden I scroll down. You know, when you Google, you don't take the first, you don't really look into just the first answer. You scroll down, and so that's me anyway. I do projective and objective approaches, and I try to do contrast and comparison, if that's the right word. So I look at a number of variables on the responses or the replies or the answers, and I see the correlation and the parallel to see if all of these explanations in Google of why a person doesn't show true remorse. And as I was strolling now, narcissistic personality disorder, and when I read that first paragraph, it was boom, like a light switch. And so back to point, I knew that I had garnered the right information. It was just the pieces was like fitting in place, whereas I knew Gray Rock, I knew about no contact. I got wind of those things in the entry. And from that day on until 3 weeks when she actually left, there was not a word spoken to her. She did not ask me why I wasn't talking to her, why I wasn't speaking to her. Because after I Googled that, it was within an hour at the most that me and my twins, I proceeded to drive to her brother's house, and I informed him of what I had just discovered. And I've told this story before. I had a plot for him as well. I said to him, man, don't tell her what I've discovered. I know you guys probably don't know about this. I was playing a real naive game with him because I knew in my heart, even though I didn't know about the family members, knowing about them as, until I got more and more months later into more videos, and the family always knows. I don't know if the family in most of these narcissist family knows that they are narcissists, but they know this is a game of sorts that's being played. And in many cases, there is a mother or father in that group that is a narcissist. It reminds me of Wrong Turn. These inbred type people from West Virginia, they are all disturbed. So even though them West Virginian inbred people didn't know how to talk, they understood we all into the same game. We want to kill people and eat them. And it's essentially how narcissists think. They ignorant as far as probably the proper name to describe what they are, but they know unanimously they're all in the hyena type game of just ravaging and destroying and tearing empaths from limb to limb and leave them for dead. So I actually began to extract my tools from, back to what I said when I asked him not to tell his sister, just tell her, I came over and I was just talking crazy nonsense, and she should leave me because I'm a bad guy for her. And that's exactly what I actually was giving him like a little narrative, a spiel to give to his sister, almost like giving him a note, give it to her, and he shook his head like, I just don't see that in her. And I didn't think about it then, but how he said that, I just don't see that in her. That tells me now, thinking back, why would you conclude you can't see that in her based on what I described to you? And that would mean that you know something about narcissism. But that's the dismissiveness. He may or may not have known the proper name or even heard the word, who knows? But the dismissiveness, that kicks into high gear right away, because they're not going to accept anything. All he knows on the surface, cut and dry. At the very least, I know that this girl is dangerous and she is garbage. He knew that enough to know that, so he was deflecting. And at one point, he got a little hasty, like, what you need to do, you just need to take a pill. Y'all both need to go somewhere and see somebody. And they'll always try to convince you that you guys just need to work this out, go to counseling. That's because they don't want to lose you as a supply. Not only the narcissist that you're directly involved with, married to, or in a relationship with doesn't want to lose you, the whole family doesn't want to lose you, because you're what makes the world go round for these people. You're the gladiator game for them. You're the entertainment for them. They need you, your energy, your supply, your fuel. So I told him that. Lo and behold, he goes back and tells her in some way, shape, or form. I don't know exactly how he told her, but that doesn't matter. He told her. And so one day, and this is getting to the point of this video, you can expect this in the discard phase, whether you're discarding them or they're discarding you. They will attempt to clean you out. They will start begging and demanding things that you and them acquired together, to which they didn't contribute much of anything to. Whatever the endeavor was or the property was, they will want 50-50, 70-30. They will want 100%. And your head will be spinning like, are you crazy? And this is what it's designed to do. They are so disconnected. They bring nothing in, but they expect to carry everything out. And so leading up to the weeks before she actually bounced, I was extracting my tools gradually, discreetly, because I have cameras all the way around my house. So I would strategically park the car under and away from the trunk area, away from the view of the camera. And I would just take a duffel bag here or there and just throw it in my car. And I took it to a location of one of my clients and put it in their garage. Now, no one had any idea that any of these tools were in there, because her garage had a side door that was always accessible. But I was willing to take the chance on getting those tools stolen from that garage rather than let this narcissist clean me out in plain view. Because they know, and they knew. They know what's sentimental to you. They know, in my case, tools, and you men that do contracting, they know that this is vital to your livelihood. So why not? They want to take your heart. If they could cut your heart out and put it in a Ziploc bag, they would take that too. And in some cases, I'm sure someone's out there that's done that. And they're disturbed like that. And so, because if they can't have your heart, nobody can, literally. And so what you have to understand is they will start demanding stuff back, like I said before. And so in this case, I had gradually took some of my tools until I acquired a lot of them, if not most of everything that wasn't secure in the house or in the garage outside. And I took it and put it in an undisclosed place. And so at that point, it was just a waiting game for her to get out of my house. And one day, I took my kids to a movie, and we went to see, I think, The Emoji or something. And just a little winding down and just to disconnect, because me and the kids awakened or became aware of what this girl was actually about at the same time when we Googled this. And I shared it with them, and they were much younger. They were about, well, they're 14 now, they're about 9, 10 years old. So they're very comprehensive. They were able to understand that, yeah. And so I get a call. I'm at the movie. I began to start raising my voice, so much so that I had to excuse myself from the movie because I didn't want to disrespect the patrons in there or distract my children. And so the brother was on the other end. He's like, hey, you need to just, where you at? And so he was trying to pinpoint me. And so the next thing he said, you need to bring my mother the $3,000 she gave you for the wedding. That was my mama's money. And I'm thinking, is you crazy? You talking about money, and your sister, disturbed as she is, almost destroyed my life? And I think I even said this. And even though I was aware of what narcissists were, I did not. Now, at 4 years later, I know in many cases how these people move and what they will incite in you on purpose, because they're looking for a desired reaction. And he got the desired reaction because what he needed to do was get me uptight, get me bent out of shape, but he also needed to buy himself time, because while he was talking to me on that phone, he was literally, his sister was literally, her and whoever the hell else they recruited to come to my house, they were moving all of the stuff out of the house. Everything, most of what they took was flat screen TVs, different things. And it's ironic, I had bought 2 new couches to accommodate, the bigger family. I had 2 more people added to the family, obviously, so it's 5 of us. And so these couches, she didn't take the couches. She took 1 cushion out of each couch. Now, this is designed to leave you shortchanged, because I don't think she had ample time to take all of this stuff. If she had, she would have taken the whole couches. So in not being able to take the couches because they were so big and probably didn't have enough help, she did the next best thing, took the cushion and probably tossed it. This is the epitome of what they do, because they feel like, if I can't have it, you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it in its completeness anyway. And you don't even understand, man, that when I came here and discovered she was gone, I could give a damn about anything that she took. It bothered me a little bit because I had some CDs that were autographed by a couple of Christian artists in which I got to meet, and they signed it. I think one lead singer, Bart of Mercy Me, I've seen him twice, and this time, I caught him and he signed it. And these are my celebrities, if you want to know the truth. I always, and I appreciate this particular group, Mercy Me and all. I think I had Micah Tyler. I met him, got pictures with him in my phone still, hugged him. Just real down to earth entertainer and brother in the Lord. So these guys are real solid individuals who I had a privilege to meet. She knew that I doted on them. They're great singers. And so she needed to take something that she believed that would like puncture my heart. And you must understand, if and when this happens to you, and I'll tell you, they will take, in a lot of cases, you probably have had pictures of your grandmother, your deceased mom, your deceased father, your deceased dog. These things will automatically come up missing. You know what they will have done with them? Taken them and possibly destroyed them. And this is something we must come to grips with. These are sentimental things that you hold near and dear to you. The narcissist could care less. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this to you guys, because I do not want you to react in a very vicious, volatile way. Because everything the narcissist does is designed to get a reaction out of you. And we cannot do that to the degree it causes us to be in a compromising position, be it jail, or having their family members come after you needlessly because they want to counter the viciousness back to you. Don't give them a reason to get physical with you. And in many cases, you don't even have to go that route. They will, if it's a male narcissist, he will solicit his sisters or cousins or nieces or aunts to come and beat you up. And you'll have 3 women against 1 woman, one victim, one empath. And you've done nothing wrong to them. And they will just have it out for you like hyenas. Because in their mind, they're all in a group. They're all in a clique. They're in a pack. They want to destroy you. In this narcissistic family unit, they all think alike. And so she was attempting to clean me out, but they didn't really have, because he continued to ask me, where are you at? I said, that's none of your concern where I'm at. And I'm looking back at that, and shortly after I came home, it was readily made aware to me. I realized that that's why he continued to insist on where was I at. He was actually keeping me on the phone while his sister and whoever else, maybe the new supply, was helping assist her in taking things out of my house. Now, the narcissist I married, she's walking distance from where I live. I may live close to the narcissist that I was involved with. I may live closer to the narcissist I was involved with than a lot of you guys. I know some of you may have, and the narcissist may live next door or across the street. A lot of them deliberately move out and move right next door to you. Especially if it's an apartment complex, they'll deliberately move in that same neighborhood to keep an eye on you. But anyway, that is what you can expect. They will attempt to clean you out upon the discard of you, or you, if they sense that you're about to bounce and cut them loose, they will begin to start extracting things from your house. In my case, my children's social security cards, and all of our birth certificates, including my social security card too. They took that. And someone, shortly after she left, I had mentioned to them that, and guess what they said? This is what you will be met with when you share this kind of stuff. Be ready for this too. Why don't you just go and ask her for it? This is what I was told. How do you explain that to somebody who's not awake or aware wholeheartedly of what narcissistic personality disorder is? You don't. So I wanted to share that with you guys. This is what you can almost expect when they're about to discard you or you're discarding them. They sense this. They know that the jig is up. They will begin to take things away from your house. They'll sell it off, pawn it off, hide it from you, store it, put it in storage. And so what you do, if you're going to discard them and you have the leverage and the vantage point, you will get you a storage locker. Don't bring the receipts home. Don't even keep the number of the storage unit in your phone, because these idiots would track your phone. They will be on your phone if they can get access to it. They will be trying to keep tabs on everything you're doing. They'll put trackers on your phone or on your car. So be very discreet with what you do and how you begin to remove things from their presence, especially if they're sentimental things. Lock up your vital and sensitive papers, because it's just a matter of time that they will attempt to try to take those things, because they know it's going to be very, very extremely difficult in trying to get this stuff back. You have to take time off of work. You got to fill paperwork out. Nobody wants to do that. And so just be mindful of that, guys. Don't let it cause you to react in a volatile, violent way. That is something I really want to re-emphasize, because as much as these sentimental things, as I mentioned, the papers, the pictures of loved ones, it is unthinkable that someone would do that. But if and when they do, you have to just really realize you have your life. You have the memories of your family members. Don't allow this to cause you to react in a real, very bad way and end yourself up in a bad situation. That being said, bless.